Hey guys, you are joining me for my very first look at what is going on with Blood Bowl 3. I literally just downloaded it, and I haven't opened it yet. This is as far as we've got, so I'm going to open it up and see what's going on, because my plan as of right now is to maybe join up a league that is about to start that's going to play once a week. That's all I plan to play on it until it's in a better spot, but it might give a little taste of how it is and maybe get used to the rules a little bit, that kind of thing. So let's have a quick look and see what is going on. This might be incredibly loud, let me check. Okay, it's very loud for me, but hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna move on from this if I can. That's basically the trailer there, so hopefully you've seen that before. I suppose, let's see, I'm gonna have to, I suppose... Oh, we can go offline for the moment, so I suppose I can deal with this later. Okay. So, here we go. First thing I'm going to do is turn down the volume a little bit because it's super loud for me. Here we go. Okay. So far it's not being too painfully laggy. Okay. Whew. Alright, I can hear myself think there. Sorry if there's... I think I should have the sound down low enough that... Yeah, it looks like you may not even be hearing that. But you'll hear all the menu options, hopefully. So, here we are. I mean, it's not crazy laggy so far. This is, just so you know, this is, like, I don't know, it's been out for a week or so, maybe? So... I think they've tried to get things a little bit more stable, but it is still full of problems from what I'm reading. I don't know what any of this is. Well, I know what that is. Maybe this is how you get online, I'm not sure. Okay, this is where you find your teams. Oh, maybe this is where it displays your team when you have one selected. Guess we can create new team. We'll go to that in a second, because I kind of want to have a look at that. I don't know how easy it's going to be to look through all of that, but I need to decide what team I'm going to play in this league. Like I say, it's going to be once a week, and I'll keep you up to date with what's going on with that as we get it. But I just wanted to kind of record this so you could see what is the initial thing you get when you get in here. Okay, it's going to give me little menus every time I go anywhere. Okay, so let's go to teams, because I think that's where we want to go. Yeah. Alright, so I was gonna play Dark Elves, but I'm thinking maybe not now, because from what I've seen, a quarter of the teams in the league are going to be Dark Elves, so kind of everybody's playing them, and just for variety I might play something else. Okay, that's sort of details, I suppose. So, I mean, obviously, Dark Elves are going to be one of my main teams I play in general, just because that's what I like to play. I did wonder about SKAVEN as an alternative, because I always enjoy them. But there's also a bunch of new teams, or new to me, because I only play online. So I'm not used to the 2020 rules and all of that kind of stuff. Chaos chosen are Minotaurs, Beastmen, Ogres, Trolls. Okay, that sounds interesting. I'm guessing that's like... Sorry, it's going to take me a little to work it out. I'm guessing that's kind of like Chaos, but with a bit more option. That looks like maybe a Chaos Warrior. So I'm assuming, so maybe they just get more big guys now, options, which is kind of fun. Yeah, SKAVEN. The other one I was curious about is Chaos Renegades. What do they get? Okay, so they have animosity, so giving the ball to each other is not always going to happen. And rerolls are expensive, but it looks like they get maybe trolls, rat ogres, minotaurs, ogres. Oh boy, they get a lot. SKAVEN, orcs. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe dark elves? Interesting, interesting. Elven Union, another one we could do. That's what I'm playing at the moment. In the CCL for a bit of a breakup. Nurgle. I like Nurgle in somewhat in Blood Bowl 2. I'm not sure about them. And then you've got the human teams. You've got human nobility that apparently are kind of like Bretonnians. I suppose we could see if we could... Okay, let's test this. If that doesn't say anything unfortunate. Sure, let's do manual. See how well this goes. Okay. Alright, so this is going to show us what our... Oh, let me check the camera, because that might be showing the skills where... Yeah, so let me move the camera out of the way. I'll pop it up here. And then hopefully you'll be able to see the skills in the bottom right when I hover over them. So, these guys get blitzers. Okay, now let's start with bodyguard. So bodyguard has stand firm and wrestle. Okay, so that is very much like the Bretonnian, I forget what they call them. But yeah, I know what that player is. I think they only start with wrestle in 2. But I think they're more expensive here. But it says, sorry, I'll stop clicking on stuff. Block, and is that catch? Yeah. So this is very much Bretonnian. Imperial Retainer Lineman. Okay, so this might be the peasants if that's fend. Yeah. Peasants, thrower. Okay, so this is new. 63339. So that's like basic human stats. Throw and pass and sure hands. No, pass and running pass. Okay. Make a reroll to failed passing. This player makes quick passes. Activation does not end once pass is resolved. What? That's quite fun. Ogre comes with, I'm guessing, a bunch of the Bonehead, Loner, Mighty Blow, Thick Skull, throw teammate. Okay, which you won't be able to use. Okay, so they actually seem like Bretonnians, but a bit more fun. I quite like Bretonnians, honestly. So we could go with these guys. We'll see. We'll see. How do we delete this? Probably in here. Your players. Okay, okay. This is all part of the working out process here. Aha. Delete this team, yes. Okay, so let's have a look at a few of the teams while we're here, if that's cool with you guys. Create new team. What else was I curious about? Chaos Renegades. Annual. Okay, this is working pretty smoothly. Wow, look at the options here. So you got a Dark Elf. I mean, I'm just saying this having come from Blood Bowl 2 where you really don't get many options. So it's basic Dark Elf, basic Goblin, Human Thrower, Orc, and that looks like an Orc Lineman, SKAVEN, that looks like a regular SKAVEN. Okay, so yeah. That is an interesting team. The fact that you can take 4 big guys at some point, because that's going to be as you go, right? Oh, it looks like you can take up to 3, maybe, actually, because I'm seeing 0, 3. I'm assuming that means there are 3 big guys. But that's very interesting. I mean, it's fun, right? But the fact they don't have any good players... Oh, and it's mostly humans, so everything else is a 1 only. Okay, that's important. So it's kind of like a human team with some fun other players. And of course, they have animosity towards each other, so... Yeah. But kind of cool as a concept. Definitely one that I could see myself playing at some point. Don't know if we'll do them now. Let's get rid of them. And home. And sorry. Getting used to the menus. The menus aren't as painful to look at as I remember them being. What else am I curious about? Let's see if SKAVEN are the same. That looks very similar. Yeah, good, good. Yeah, so if I play SKAVEN, it'll be pretty similar by the looks of it. Tail. That looks like Mighty Blow. This looks... what's this going to be? Not sure what that is. That's maybe Frenzy? Yep. Wild Animal? Yep, effectively. And then Loner. Okay, that makes sense, yeah. So they're essentially the same. Blitzers with block, gutter runners with, I'm assuming that's dodge. Yep. Rats are the same. Okay, so they're almost unchanged. I'm sure the thrower probably has those same things, right? Running pass and... No, he has sure hands. Okay, cool. Pass, but they have a great pass. Like, that's a 2+ pass, which is nice. So they're really good. So probably if I built these guys, I'd do what I normally do, which is thrower, gutters, blitzers, and line rats. Probably not the rat ogre. That's what I imagine anyway. But they look promising. Who else do you want to check out? I think humans are actually a bit different. Hopefully you don't mind having a look at these. At least I'm getting through this a little faster now. Yeah, they're definitely different. So, okay, so let's start from this side, because this is the same ogre. He's probably pretty much the same. Thrower. Sure hands this time. Yeah, sure hands and pass. Lineman, alignment. Catches, dodge, and catch, I'm sure. Yep. 4 blitzers with block. And then, this is the interesting thing. Halfling hopefuls, they're 30k. Dodge. Can be thrown. And stunty, which makes them a bit more injurable. Does that still make them injurable? I don't see the injury thing, so maybe they're not quite as prone to injury. That's kind of... I could see taking some halflings for fouling and throwing, right? Because 30k versus 50k of a lineman, I think you maybe slip a halfling or 2 in at some point. You know, and sometimes it's nice just to have bodies on the field when you start to die. And maybe when you come to team creation, you could sort of maybe start with a 12-man team with a couple of halflings. I don't know. Have to try it out. That's kind of fun. I actually kind of like the look of those guys as well, in terms of how they actually look, for what that's worth. They're a bit more Blood Bowl-y than the nobility that look a bit more sort of as if they just marched off the battlefield. Let's get rid of that one. Let's see, what else are we interested in? From what I've heard, Dark Elf are about the same. Should we check out Old World Alliance? I don't think we checked them out. This might be the last one we have a look at before I do anything else. Oh, I am kind of curious about these two as well, but let's check these guys. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so this is effectively the opposite of the Chaos Renegades, right? So it's humans again. You get a choice of big guys, which is interesting. You don't get to take multiple big guys, but you do get more options from the other teams. So you get a blitzer, a dwarf blitzer, a dwarf blocker, or lineman, I guess that is. Probably. You get a dwarf runner as well. Do you get a human thrower? So you're using a dwarf runner instead of a human. Oh no, you do get thrower. Okay, that's fun. Got multiple ball options in a pinch. Troll Slayer, that's cool. Halfling. Do these all have animosity? Oh, they have animosity with dwarfs and humans. So I'm guessing everybody has animosity with the other guys. You get one blitzer, one catcher. And, yeah, okay. Okay, interesting. I imagine you could run this team a whole bunch of different ways, because you're not going to be able to get everything, and I kind of like that because... let's get rid of those. Because in Blood Bowl 2, I'm just going to reference it by the video games, because I don't really play tabletop, right? So, in Blood Bowl 2, very limited options of how you set up teams. Now, that may come in time with this, and it probably already there is a sort of meta just from tabletop play and whatnot. But I feel like the variety you could use is more in this, right? Because there's just so many more options. I kind of want to look up... I know Black Orcs are a bit different. They get their own style of players. Trolls. The Black Orcs have some cool rules. And then I think the Goblins are a bit different to normal Goblins. So that's kind of... Yeah, Goblin Bruisers. So they're a bit different. So yeah, and they have some fun things. I think the Black Orcs have like a good ability that helps in blocking. Anyway, let's look at regular Orcs. I haven't heard a lot about them, and that may be because they're exactly the same, but I want to see. Because they'd be another one I would consider playing. So you got a Troll. 2 throwers, that's normal, lineman, 4 blitzers. Okay, so it looks like it's pretty much the same. Although, is that animosity? Oh. Is that every... Okay, the blitzers have animosity. The linemen have animosity. Wow, that's actually pretty bad. So handing off is not easy with these guys. Very weird. I suppose you can hand off to goblins. Huh. Or pass to goblins. Sorry, I'm finding out some of this stuff for the first time. You pass to trolls, obviously. But the fact that your thrower comes with animosity towards... hang on, does that say the rest of the team? Okay, never mind. So you can hand off from goblins. You can't hand off from the thrower. So do you, instead of... Because throwers have always been a hit and miss thing. I don't know if they don't seem like they're any better, because their movement's the same, their armor's the same. Do you run a goblin instead? Because he is okay to pass off to blitzers. If you don't just do the blitzers, blockers, and troll thing, or blitzers, blockers, and lineman thing, which is the common thing. If you're going to take a ball carrier, do you make it a goblin? I don't know. It's interesting. Anyway, that's a little look at some of the teams. The ones we didn't go through, I think, are... We talked about Black Orcs. I can't remember if I checked SKAVEN, but I think they're about the same. Dark Elves, from what I've heard, are the same. Yeah, I think we pretty much went through anything else. I'm assuming Pearls are about the same. And Nurgle too. You know what? I'm just going to really quickly check SKAVEN. Did I check them? I checked them. Never mind. Okay. So yeah, they were the same. I just saw the knife here and I was like, what does that mean? But I guess gut runs don't come with stab now, do they? Maybe they just did that for effect. So that's where we're at. I suppose what we could do is just to get a look at the game real fast. Let's make a SKAVEN team. And we'll just take it out on the... Well, I'll attempt to take it out on the pitch on a friendly. Just so we can have a quick look at how the game looks and if it feels like it runs okay. How many players do I have? Okay, there's 11. Trying to have a look around to see what I've... Where is this? Okay, there we go, remaining treasury. So we'll get rerolls. And then apparently some people actually use these now, so I might need to look into that. Like, this is, I suppose, cheerleaders they had, coaches they had, and it was like fan factor, right? I think I've heard of people using this. But we've got 45k. We can't afford anything, so that's fine. We'll just go with that. Purchase. Okay, customization. Let's see what we've got. So, wow, they've just used the exact same. Okay, there's a lot more options further on, I think. Although, are these just ones that already... Yeah, I guess it's not that much customization because this is showing you ones from other teams, which I suppose is fun that you could use ones from other teams. We'll just pick that pattern. Okay, so the customization is definitely more so even in these circumstances, which I do dig. That is kind of nice. I don't know where that's showing up. Maybe it doesn't show up because you don't need it on this. Can you... Oh, and you can pick the different... Okay. In terms of... This is quite nice. So the customization is already definitely better. I think for heads and whatnot, there may be some extra stuff you have to do, like buy and whatnot. Chilies, I don't think there's much options here. Yeah, they're essentially the same, aren't they? You get... Okay. You get different coaches, okay. Let's look at pitch. Okay, there's just one pitch at the moment. Apart from, I think there are some customizable ones, but maybe they just show up in certain things, or you buy them later. Dice. Yeah, I don't like the look of the dice yet, but hopefully that will... You know what? I'm actually going to go for the white ones, just so I can see them. But this is not important. So you can potentially change the name of your team. Maybe that's stuck once you're all done. So customized, formation. I'm not going to worry about that. Players. We should have some players here. Not seeing them. Okay, here we go. Okay, you can skip through them like this. That's nice. Shows you all their stuff. Can you change their name? I thought you could. Okay. Okay, so you can change his name somewhere. Yeah. Okay, so that's sweet because that's always been a problem, especially when you take on a loner, right? It basically stopped you taking on loners, which was sad because sometimes it was actually worth it because they got man of the match or whatnot. There's no customization yet. So yeah. So, I mean, I wasn't going to really customize many, I was just curious. All right, so we have our team. Let's get in a game. Let's play a friendly if we can. Play. No, friendly. Play against AI. Alright. Default teams. Let's go up against... let's go up against Orcs, shall we? Oh, let's... You know what? Let's go up against one of the new teams. Chaos Chosen was one, right? We'll go up against the Marauding Mashers.
Welcome back, sports fan.
Okay. I mean, it does look nice, right? But honestly, I kind of like the way the old one looked as well. Maybe it was a little stale. Yeah, the identicalness of the players is a bit unfortunate at the moment. That should change over time, though. How much you'll be able to customize without paying for it, I don't know. I'm watching the intro this time just because it's new, right? Okay, that was weird. Don't know if I need to do anything at this point. Okay, no. Let's see. So we've got 45k of inducements. Are there anything... Are there? Yes, there is things for cheaper than 50k. That is really nice. So get one of those and one of those. Beautiful. That's actually... I really dig that. The star players that we can't afford. We won't worry about that. We're really just... Whoa! We're really just getting a feel here. We won the toss. We will kick. Okay, so I can zoom out like that. I can move around like that. Good, good, good. Can I use control to do the skills? No. This is not what I would suggest for a setup, but... Okay, that's our thrower. We'll put him up here anyway. Oh, you know what? That protects our key players, at least. How do I say I'm ready? So up close, it looks really nice. It does lose something by the time you zoom back out to normal playing distance, right? And I'm not saying that's totally surprising. Oh, so they set up already. Target there. So somebody got an extra reroll, I guess. It was... Oh boy. It's hard to see what's going on here. Okay. So stuff is happening. So we are on the... We're manager 1, and I guess they're manager 2. Can't put my finger on it, but there's something sort of unpleasant about the way this is moving around. Okay, maybe not there. Camera. Let's take off camera autofollow. Alright, so they just went and caged up. Strength 4, so that's a chaos blocker. or essentially a Chaos Warrior. Let's blitz this guy here. So far things are working as you'd expect, just a push. So very much working as you'd expect. We'll stay where we are. Okay, so the wheel is easier to read when you're playing your own game. Let's move my linemen around. I'd like the blitzers to look a little different, but what can you do? Clicking is a bit weird sometimes. It's not always following what you do. And we'll enter in there. I feel like I'm going to want to play with it zoomed in a little bit at times, but that obviously gets harder the more the action kind of pulls out from itself. Did they already use a reroll on something? Possibly. One thing I'm not sure about is seeing what the other player is doing and how well you can keep up with that. I mean, obviously right now they're just moving, so that's easy. But some of the stuff just kind of happens quite fast. He's just making a big blob here. Okay, here goes the ball carrier. Alright. The old big blob tactics. So I'm struggling a little bit to see... Okay, I guess just go by the horns, right? Struggling to see who are these guys and who are these guys. Let's get the gutter in there. Okay, that was nice and smooth. We'll blitz the ball carrier. Or try to. It's going to be a GFI. Or a rush. Very nice. We'll put it close to our guy. So it'll be 4+. I don't necessarily mind taking that. Ooh. I'm not sure what I did there. Okay. Okay, hopefully that got us back on track. So I'm going to dash one of these guys. Oh, I did it again. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. We'll re-roll that, because obviously grabbing the ball here would be great. So our turn timer when we run out of time goes into the spare time you have for the game. You guys probably all know that already. We can use a team reroll on that? Oh, so because you can... Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Oh, maybe you can't. Maybe our reroll was the dodge reroll. I do not know how to spin this back around. I'm sorry about this view. I do not know how to... get it back. I should probably have the grid on as well. On the plus side, we can just run this in, right? Okay, weird camera angles for that. We get one cheerleader. Maybe you have to buy extra cheerleaders. Maybe that's what it is. So I don't think you often see this when people are streaming and playing it, because people put it on armor breaks only, and they've got it set so that when you do armor breaks only, it literally is just the armor breaks. So you actually don't see a lot of like this kind of stuff. It removes all animations from the game, so it just puts you straight in. That'd probably be the default setting for a lot of people. And maybe they'll put in another option at some point. So there we go. I mean, honestly, I might stop there. It gives you an idea of what we're looking at. It does seem like it's running stably in this mode and is pretty easy to keep up with. I feel like I've got an idea of what we're at. Obviously, we're not finding out any of the glitchy stuff as of yet. You know what, just because it's hard to resist, I am going to try and go and grab that ball. It's just, you know, it's sort of calling out for it, right? I don't even need to hit this guy. I don't know why I'm hitting him. I can just run right through. So apparently the AI is not the best, from what I've heard. I mean, they've got a Chaos Warrior at the back not doing anything. So this is just in prep for if we manage to pick up the ball. Come on, there we go. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't respond to clicking, which is interesting. I guess we failed the reroll. Maybe I didn't press it. Yeah, we did fail the reroll. It doesn't do a great job of telling us that. Yeah, it's like you don't really see what they're doing, what they're picking and whatnot. It happens so fast. Now with human players, that'd probably be easier because they won't do things quite the same way. But yeah, with the AI, it's like, what's going on? But I'm not going to be playing the AI, so there we go. We do want to oh, I quit the game entirely. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully that was a little intro. I'm going to attempt to play in this league. I don't know how well it'll go. It might depend on how glitchy the game is. We will see, but at least that's a little look at what we might be facing. I hear there's a lot of problems in online games with it just freezing up and whatnot, depending on what you do, so it may not be successful. It may be that we try this, the league kind of falters, and we come back to playing the game when it's in a better state. But we're going to give it a go, and hopefully that was a nice little view of at least the basics. It was useful for me to at least look at the teams and all that kind of stuff, if nothing else. So thanks for watching. Sorry, we had a black screen. I wasn't expecting to be quite that quitty. But yeah, see you soon on the pitch. Bye for now.